The first rite is the healer's rites. That launches a healing process at an energetic level, not at a psychological level, not at a physiological or physical level, but purely at an energetic, a deep undercurrent, a gentle, still, loving, deep undercurrent of healing that your protege embarks on. It awakens also their ability to heal, so that as they heal, they are also able to bring healing, to bring beauty to others. You bring the power to manifest from your belly onto your protege's hands. The power of love from your heart onto your protege's hands. And the power of vision and clarity from your forehead onto your protege's hands to awaken the healing power of their hands, a power that they can use to heal themselves and others. The second rite, the bands of power, are an essential protection that is installed at the level of the luminous energy field. After this protection takes, and it requires 2 to 3 weeks to take, then your protege can begin to dismantle the other forms of protections that they may have unconsciously introduced into their lives. Their psychological protections, the body armoring, the things that keep us from experiencing life and that provide us with a false sense of safety. The bands of power provide us with a luminous protection that allow us to walk with safety, with grace in the world. The second rite consists of protections installed in your luminous energy field. These are known as the bands of power and consist of 5 luminous belts that are woven into the fabric of your luminous matrix. Each band represents one element. The first is the earth, the second is water, the third is sunlight or fire, the fourth is air or wind, and the fifth is pure light. They act as filters, breaking down into one of the 5 elements any negative energies that come your way, so that these energies can feed you instead of making you toxic or ill. The bands of power are always operating, and negative energies bounce right off of them. In a world that is filled with hostility, with anger and fear, the bands of power protect us and allow us to walk with grace and fearlessly in the world. The third rite is the harmony rites, where you receive the 4 organizing principles of creation into your 4 lower chakras, and then 3 archangels, luminous beings that are protectors and guardians, into your 3 upper chakras. These seeds will begin to combust and metabolize the heavy energies, the residues of former lives, the residues of trauma that have settled in the walls of your chakras. In the first chakra, you receive the archetype of serpent that connects you to the earth, to the feminine, and to our collective mother. In the second chakra, you receive the archetype of jaguar that connects us to all living things in the planet. In the third chakra, you receive the archetype of hummingbird that teaches us to drink deeply from the nectar of life. In the fourth chakra, you receive the archetype of eagle that teaches us to spread our own wings and soar, and brings us the gift of vision and clarity. In the fifth chakra, you receive the archetype of the keeper of the lower world, who brings harmony and peace to your unconscious. In the sixth chakra, you receive the archetype, the archangel, who is the keeper of the middle world, of our physical world, and brings harmony and order to your life. In the seventh chakra, you receive the archetype of the time to come, of who you are becoming 10,000 years from now. The fourth rite are the seer's rites, and they help you to shed the past the way the serpent sheds her skin. The seer's rites are performed by extending filaments of light between your visual cortex in the back of your brain and your third eye and heart chakras. This practice awakens your ability to perceive the invisible world. A few months after receiving the seer's rites, you will be able to perceive the world of energy that surrounds us. The seer's rites also allow us to look at those parts of ourselves that we have previously not wanted to see. They reveal everything about ourselves to us. The seer is the witness that all spiritual traditions speak about. It is the one who observes the world, and in the act of observing it, creates it. The seer is not identified with the seen. The seer is self-referencing, perceives everything, but is himself or herself invisible. For the seer to awaken, we must be willing to perceive everything, even what others claim is not there. Then the world becomes a blank canvas that we can dream into being. The fifth are the Daykeepers' rites. The Daykeepers were the men and women that tended to the ancient altars of Stonehenge, Machu Picchu, the great power places of the planet. The Daykeeper is able to call on the power of these ancient altars to heal and bring balance to the world. This rite connects you to a lineage of luminous beings from the past. The Daykeepers are the protectors of the Mother Earth. They are the stewards of the feminine. As you receive these rites, you begin to heal the feminine within you. And your relationship to the earth and to our Mother that wants us to be well is reestablished, is restored. Mythically, we make a journey back to Eden, back to the original garden, and recover that part of ourselves that always walks in beauty on the earth, that speaks to the rivers, to the trees, and to God. The Daykeepers were the midwives who attended births and deaths, as well as the herbalists, the folk healers. They were generally women and were knowledgeable about the ways of the feminine earth. This rite helps you to begin to heal your inner feminine and to step beyond fear and practice peace. The sixth rite is the Wisdom Keeper's rites. This rite helps you to connect with and to heal the masculine within you. It reestablishes your relationships to the heavens and to the Father. These rites are associated with the ice-covered mountain peaks that throughout history have been revered as places of power. From Mount Sinai to Mount Fuji to Mount Olympus, the holy mountains have been honored as places where man meets God. Receiving the Wisdom Keeper's rites connect you to a lineage from the past and the future, a lineage of luminous beings who have defeated death and stepped outside of time. The job of the Wisdom Keeper is to protect the ancient teachings and share them with others when appropriate. This rite helps you to step outside of time and taste infinity. When you receive the Wisdom Keeper's rites, you begin to heal the wounds from all of your former lifetimes. The seventh rite is the Earth Keeper's rites. This rite connects you to a lineage of archangels that are guardians of our solar system. They are reputed to have human form, but to be as tall as trees. The Earth Keepers, who are stewards of all life on the earth, come under the direct protection of these archangels and can summon their power when they need to in order to bring healing and balance to any situation. The rite of the Earth Keepers helps you learn to dream the world into being. An Earth Keeper has stewardship over all life in the planet. She understands the impact of every action, of every thought, and how a single blessing on someone can affect them for 7 generations. The Earth Keeper begins to grow a new body that heals differently, that ages differently, that dies differently, and that perhaps never dies. The Earth Keeper has a direct connection to the stars and through our local star, which is the sun. The 8th rite is the rites of the time to come. This rite anchors you to the time after the great change that is said will occur on or around the year 2012. After you receive this rite, your physical body, your DNA, begins to evolve into that of Homo luminous. The aging process is slowed down, and you become resistant to diseases you were once vulnerable to. After you receive these rites, you acquire stewardship of the time to come and all future generations. Our children's children's children come under your care. After you receive this rite, you awaken the Christ and the Buddha consciousness within you. The ninth rite is the spirit rites. These are the rites that awaken your God nature. After you receive this rite, you acquire stewardship for all of creation, from the smallest grain of sand to the largest cluster of galaxies in the universe. These rites have never been available before on the planet. Although there were individuals who attained this level of initiation and had a fully awakened Christ or Buddha consciousness, it was never possible to transmit these from one person to another until today. So while spirit-to-human transmission happened on occasion, human-to-human transmission was impossible. After you receive the Spirit Keeper's rites, you awaken your ability to dream all of creation into being. You become the myth maker and the storyteller, no longer in the grip of a myth or of a story that has been written for us by another. After you receive the Spirit Keeper's rites, you are gifted a Pi stone that represents your power and ability to become a conduit between the manifest and the unmanifest world. Your Pi stone is both a representation and a key to the hyperdimensional matrix of the universe.